Welcome to A Puff Puff Hour, a Dragon Quest podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Rominger.
Jacob Wright.
Caleb Craig.
And today we have a very, very special guest with us. Who are you, sir?
Hey, guys. Hey, guys, this is Liam Land from Dragon's Den and the Dragon Quest 9 New York City meetup.
Mm.
Awesome status. Yep.
Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for joining us.
We need content, so I mean, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. We were going to run out of games eventually, right?
Yep.
Almost to the end.
Almost. For the main series.
We're there. Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, but then there's all the monsters and the slime series and everything. You got plenty of stuff to play.
That's true.
Keep it going.
So, what are you here for today, sir?
I guess I'm here to talk about some DQ9 multiplayer.
Yes.
So you guys just would have wrapped up the DQ9 story mode, right?
Correct.
How did that go?
It went.
It went.
It went, yeah.
It went significantly better than 7. I'll say that much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
A lot smoother, a lot faster,
You know, 7's just really lengthy, so...
Yeah,
That's true.
What is your opinion on 7?
I was really excited when it came out for PlayStation, and then I played it. And it was just really long. It's a long haul.
And you lost your love for it every hour. That it went
absolutely. Yeah, the repetition and everything. I really couldn't get into it, but I still supported it for 3DS, and I like the 3DS version better because I think they improved a lot of the pacing. But it's still, yeah. I know you guys would have played the 3DS version, right?
Yeah, we did.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's so.
sadists.
Yeah. So if you thought that was a long haul, the PS version is even worse than that. But yeah, so I guess I first became a Dragon Quest fan when I was 10 years old.
Really?
And I saw Dragon Warrior being played at a friend's birthday party in like 1989. I was like 10.
Oh, dang.
Whoa.
And yeah, so I pretty much immediately bought a copy. And then when all the sequels came out, I started playing those. I loved 3 and 4, especially 4, with all the chapters and the characters and everything.
Yes.
And the music was just fantastic. And then, yeah, I used to watch the anime show with Abel. And it used to like feature the music from the games, and like you'd hear Dragon Warrior 3 music and 4 music. Right. Even before those games had been released in the US, you could hear that music in the anime.
Oh, that's cool. Do you
yeah,
still
back
have
in like
copy of the anime? I'm not finding it.
Oh yeah, I've got a crappy VHS version of the dub. Yeah, I think that's really all that survived at this point.
Nice.
But yeah, there's some fan subs going on of the series that should be completed relatively soon. I don't know. They've done a lot. But yeah, so then I guess there was a long dry spell with no releases for a while. And then Dragon Warrior just kind of became something I used to play as a kid. And then news of Dragon Warrior 7 was being released, and I started to like research it again and get back into the fan base.
Yeah.
I joined the Enix forums when I was in college to kind of chat about the game somewhere around like 1999, 2000. And that's when I found out about like the fan translations of DQ5 and 6, and I was like, oh well, I gotta play these before 7 comes out.
Right.
So yeah, so I played through those in college and loved them. Even 6. I know you guys hate 6. A lot of people hate on 6, but I actually like the non-linear exploration of it.
Well, actually, in my rankings, I put 6 above 7. So you got to talk.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
I don't hate 6 though. It's just not as good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
It's the most subpar of a great series.
But in the actual booklet for 7, there was this advertisement for Dragon Warrior 4 remake for PlayStation.
Right, yeah,
and the whole fan base was like flipping out when they saw that. And we were so excited. And then it was just like a huge letdown when it got canceled and Heartbeat left the gaming industry or went on hiatus forever or whatever. And
didn't they use a lot of those same assets for the DS release?
They did, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much a port graphically, I think. But you had to wait like 5 or 6 years for that, and we didn't know that was coming.
Right.
So, but yeah, back then there was just such a huge resurgence because you had the remakes for Game Boy Color coming out. You had all the fan translations of like the Super Famicom games we didn't get. A guy named Silk Wizard actually created Dragon Warrior Online, fan-made NES-styled Dragon Warrior MMO.
MMO, huh?
Yeah, it was released on the Beyond servers like 10 years before Dragon Quest X would be released.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was really interesting just hanging out with people on the NX forums and people I still know today, and logging on to Dragon Warrior Online and playing this little like 8-bit MMO with people, and it was crazy fun at the time. And then so my wife is actually from Japan. We met in New York City, but she was on work assignment. And it was just kind of weird timing. So in May of 2016, I booked a trip to Japan to go to the Dragon Quest Museum in Tokyo. And then like a month before my trip, I met my future wife in New York, who was from Tokyo or living in Tokyo at the time. So then 2 days after we dated for a while in New York, 2 days later, I'm flying to Tokyo to go to the Dragon Quest Museum and meet up with my future wife. So yeah, it was just weird, the timing on that. It was like I booked the trip 3 months before I met her, and then we're like courting at the Dragon Quest bar in Tokyo.
That's cool. Was she as big of a Dragon Quest fan?
No, actually, it was kind of funny. She didn't really know what it was. So I had to, I was explaining it to her, and she's like, oh, she kind of like understood. She's not really a video game otaku or anything.
Okay.
But I was, when I was explaining it, I was like, kind of had to, it was just weird explaining what Dragon Quest was to a Japanese person. So I just explained it. I was like, this is my Japanese culture.
This is a cultural event. It's like a national holiday. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think it's just if you're in Japan, she knew what a slime was, and she kind of generally had a sense of it because it's everywhere in Tokyo. It's kind of hard not to walk by and see something Dragon Quest related, or not visit Tokyo and not see at least something.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of photos of the merchandise, and everything's just got Drakis and slimes on it, like
absolutely.
Soda Pop and
yeah, even just handwritten advertisements. They'll do like a crude drawing of the slime on it just to get your attention.
Paper plates and
yeah,
paper napkins and
yeah, and they have they've got a lot. They've got bars dedicated to Dragon Quest. They have 2 different cafes. Artnia is like, it's all done up like you walk in and like the whole left side of an arching wall is just Dragon Quest merch, plushies, and all sorts of toys and clothing and everything. And then the second half of that wall is Final Fantasy.
Probably and then you sell as well.
You'd be surprised. DQ is a huge draw. There's definitely a culture for Final Fantasy in Japan too. You see at the Square Enix Cafe in Akihabara, they definitely have more FF merch than DQ. I don't know, maybe it's for because it's so popular in worldwide as well.
So, were there any burlesque shows and puff rooms?
Plenty of maid cafes. I have not seen any DQ burlesque. It's the first time I've heard it, but I'm sure it exists.
Oh, it better.
It's on the down low, though.
It's going to be Jake's contribution to Japanese society. It's Dragon Quest burlesque shows.
Yeah, with the bunny girls. Come on, how is that not a thing yet?
Well, one of you guys is getting engaged, right? You could have a DQ themed bachelor party. I'll head over to Japan.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Craig can dress like a slime.
King Slime, thank you very much.
Slime.
Oh yeah, you got the crown. Where's the crown?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I guess Silk Wizard's Dragon Warrior Online was the first time I'd ever played a multiplayer Dragon Quest. So when DQ9 came out, I was definitely interested in checking that out again, but it was restricted because it was local multiplayer.
Right.
So did you guys get to play any of the multiplayer together, or play any of the story mode together?
No.
No, we didn't.
We don't go together anywhere. I did some of the maps, since you lend me that cart. I did some of the maps
absolutely.
on its own with my own characters, and it was pretty cool.
No problem. A lot of those maps, any of the ones that said NOA on them, like any of the boss maps, the legacy boss maps, are actually from launch events that happened in New York that I didn't go to because I was still playing Dragon Quest V.
But you know the community of people which got you the maps.
I eventually did, yeah. But I missed out on all this stuff. So one of the guys that we multiplayer with, there's probably about 5 or 6 main guys that go to the meetups. A few of them kind of tapered off, but initially the first launch event, I got this from RPG Wizard, who was our resident fact finder. He just knows so much. It's just incredible. He's a wealth of knowledge. But there was a launch event that took place in Rockefeller Center that just basically took over Rockefeller Plaza.
What?
Yeah, like a whole section of Rockefeller Plaza was just like outdoors. They had, you could find photos of the event online and everything, but they had demos set up where you could play the multiplayer, because it takes like an hour for you to unlock multiplayer, at least in a speed run, in like an hour 15 minutes.
Right.
So on the day of the launch, nobody's going to be able to like tag or do any of that kind of stuff. So they had over 100 people showed up. The first 30 got to get Yuji Horí's autograph. Ooh. So Yuji Horí was there. For some reason, he was only signing the first 30 games, or the first 30 people. I think, yeah, right. I was talking to RPG Wizard about that, and I was like, wait, is that because of like 30 unique in tags for your game? Is that what he was going for? But I'm not really sure. I really don't know why he only decided to, because I met him last summer at the Dragon Quest XI panel, or not panel, demo in Anime Expo in LA.
I had no idea that even happened.
Yeah, he actually did a couple of conventions out there to promote DQ11. He was signing everything. They told you like he'll only sign
merch that you bought there.
Merch that you bought there. But then when he got there, he's like, "No, I'll sign anything." So like people were bringing copies of Dragon Warrior, like Dragon Quest copies from the Famicom copies from Japan, and I think one guy might have even got a tattoo. Like he had Yuji Horii sign his arm, and then he got a tattoo of it.
I like video games, but
yeah, right. There's a limit, right?
Yeah. Especially tattooing someone else's name on your body. That don't work out for any couples either, by the way. Just gonna put that out for people. Don't like have each other put your names on there.
I mean, you might as well have a gaming icon do it if you're gonna have anyone do it.
Yeah.
I did run into Soma QZ out in LA, and he has a slime tattoo. So there's quite a few people in the community that have DQ tattoos, because when they were promoting, I think it was Heroes, on the social media sites. Dragon Quest, the official account was asking for people's tattoos, and they were sending a bunch of stuff in.
Nice.
But yeah, so the launch events, you had over 100 people showed up. So RPG Wizard sat online from 1 a.m. to about like 1 p.m. when the event started. So he sat there for 12 hours, camping out, and he just barely scraped by to get one of the autographs from Mori. He said that he was like the 11th person there, but people were holding spots, and Nintendo's not very good at policing that. So
that sounds like
they seem to be good at policing everything else pertaining to their games and IPs. Why not that?
Yeah, touche. I guess they're not really paying attention to the line outside the store.
Huh.
So yeah, the local multiplayer, you had like 30 people showing up to these events. So after the launch events happened, there was a series of GameStop and Best Buy launch events where people could actually go and tag, canvas tag with each other and share maps and everything.
Right.
And then Nintendo World after the launch event started Tag Mode Tuesday, and so that's just getting people to come to Nintendo World. You could access the DQVC and get a shop download, and play multiplayer with each other. And so that started, and they didn't expect it to go as long as it did. But probably about 3 to 6 months in, we were still doing it. So they just basically kind of like stopped promoting it and just let us have it. And so we've been having semi-regular Tag Mode Tuesday meetups for the past, I guess, 9 years now, almost 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, lately, a bunch of us have families now, so it's harder, like a long commute. It's kind of harder to meet up, but
right.
We'll have people come from all places and just want to meet up, and we'll and we'll just kind of gather. I'll gather the troops if we can get someone to come to New York and play multiplayer with us. So that used to happen more often, but yeah, we've had like Platty M3 came up from Florida. He was on vacation and he just stopped by and played multiplayer with us and did some boss battles and everything. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it'd be unique. Meet some new people that are just as much Dragon Quest fans as you are.
Yeah, I've never met so many fans in person until DQ9. Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then it's great to see them as well. You go to the conventions now that we've got a bunch of major releases coming out between the Hero series and Builders and DQ11.
Oh yeah, it's definitely blown up in the past year and a half now.
Yeah. And just to see people playing these demos and enjoying them and getting excited. A lot of people that I talked to who played Dragon Quest XI for the first time loved it.
Yeah. It's a good one to start now. You're getting into the series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe not, because now it spoils you to the other ones. The quality of life improvements.
Well, yeah, you can't go back to like traditional, like slow turn-based system, but for the most part, I think it's a good one to start on through. And the amount of blown up that Dragon Quest has had, and like I said, the past year and a half has been insane. And it's a good thing we created the podcast when we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you guys think of Erdrick and Smash?
Oh boy,
I think it'd be great if it actually happens.
Is that a loaded question?
It's definitely been a point of contention I've noticed all over Twitter. Like,
yeah,
each respective fan base has just been going nuts. My opinion is Dragon Quest fan base is fine, Kingdom Hearts fan base is fine, Final Fantasy fan base is fine. I think it's the Smash community which is toxic because all these fans of Smash now going against each other for it.
Yeah,
right,
I think it's Smash that's toxic.
I think it just comes with the competitive nature of the series.
Probably.
Smash.
I mean, there's always people in every community that are like that. But if they do add Erdrick, that'd be great.
I would buy it.
I've only played like one Smash game 10 years ago, but maybe I'll give it another try and play it with these guys.
I think I'd prefer like just the nameless hero from the first game, though. Just like that classic armor look, the horns and everything. I don't know. I think they're which.
I think they were using the design from 3.
Yeah, I think it was the design because that is Erdrick. So
yeah, it is Erdrick.
Yeah.
I saw someone suggest the slime, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how that would
I think
work.
I think he'd be a little limited in moves.
Unless he could just like turn into every other version of slime for attacks.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Then a down smash
metal.
would just be like just dropping on somebody as King Slime.
That's what his
King
B
Metal Slime
moves are. He just switches to a different slime
Yeah.
every time he uses those.
Green would be
That
healed
could
so
work.
that you
Metal
can,
Dragon Slime and
Yeah,
yeah.
and each time you could only heal like so much with the power, and it would reduce your percentage bar.
yeah,
Some people do have moves like that.
that could work actually.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty unique.
Well, anything's
wouldn't
better than
complain.
people suggesting Steve from Minecraft. So, good lord, people. I don't even play the game, and I think it's retarded. People and some of their suggestions, but it'd be a good thing. Why
Yeah,
not?
I think so too.
Hori and at least Enix, since Square clearly is involved now with the ownership of Dragon Quest in a way, but Hori's kind of been extremely loyal to Nintendo, so I don't see why. What's his name? Who does Smash? I'm not well versed in this.
Shoot.
Fucking Sakurai?
Yeah,
Sakurai would not be in communication with Hori and trying to finally get Dragon Quest represented, because almost every Dragon Quest game has shown up on a Nintendo platform.
That's true.
Quite a few of them, yeah.
Yeah, I think people are just mad because they think it's going to take a spot from somebody else.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think that's the case, though.
I think there's a heavy competitive nature where people think that if Erdrick is in there, that Sora will get bumped out or something like that.
I don't know why Sora would be on there in the first place.
Oh, shots fired.
Fucking well, no, it doesn't make as much sense in any way. I mean, friggin' Dragon Quest has been there for a while on the Nintendo consoles. They only have 3 Kingdom Hearts games, maybe, on Nintendo consoles.
Yeah,
Got
I think so.
Chain of Memories and Dream Drop Distance.
358, I think.
Yeah, that one too.
It's fucking stupid ones.
I haven't played them, so I don't know.
They're stupid.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, okay, good.
I'll be open to anybody in Smash. Why not?
Really? Even Steve from Minecraft?
All right, goddammit. No, not Steve.
I mean, you asked for it.
No, I didn't say it.
What do you think about them adding Erdrick in Smash?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. That's...
No, I'm all for it, especially if it's going to bring popularity to the series.
Oh yeah,
get more games released here.
Yeah, usually somebody shows up in Smash, it gets more popular. So
yeah, I mean, I'll take anyone from Dragon Quest, Erdrick, the Luminary,
fucking Yangus.
Yeah. When they introduced Bayonetta 2's price, for the game, it just went skyrocketing. It was like $80 at one point, just because she was announced in Smash.
Damn.
Wow.
Because people wanted to get familiar with her, I guess.
Oh, yes. Get very familiar.
Up close and personal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what you were saying with the growing popularity, maybe they'll get off their ass and port over the 6 3DS exclusive to Japan games. Right?
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or at least bring 10 over.
There's that.
Some
Yeah.
capacity.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, there is some 10 news lately. The IP ban was lifted. And I don't know if that was a mistake or what, but there are people now playing DQ10 without the need for a VPN.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to kind of
Translate
if you don't
everything.
if you don't read the language, it's gonna be pretty tough to communicate and understand what the hell's going on. Because apparently,
what the fuck am I doing? How do I check?
Google Translate is not very good with that.
Could you imagine trying to play that game with Google Translate? All right, what am I doing now?
Just run around everywhere and I'll figure something out.
Fucking
Sometimes
2,000-hour experience.
That's what they are anyway, because some of them with MMOs, they can still like tell you what to do, but then you got to show up at the right time, and you still got to figure out where, why, when, how, the point of existence on Earth, and then you could finally do the quest. I don't like MMOs.
That's funny though. I'm on Instagram and I've got a bunch of like the majority of the people I'm connected to on Instagram are Japanese Dragon Quest fans.
Oh.
I don't know why. There's just a ton of Japanese Dragon Quest fans on Instagram that aren't on Twitter. And all of them share their DQ10 screenshots, and it's just them hanging out. You know, they're not battling or anything. They're just kind of like chilling.
Chillaxing.
It's their PlayStation home, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I want to do that. I want to just get into the game and just kind of hang out and see what it's about. And I have very little experience with the battle system, even because all the screenshots are just people hanging out. But yeah, it looks amazing, and it's crazy popular over there. They had a mural of screenshots of the game, of people's screenshots that they submitted, or if they just not really sure how that worked, but the whole thing was this giant mural of Dragon Quest characters, a mosaic made up of tiny little screenshots.
Oh,
did it actually like form a bigger picture?
Yeah,
on the outline of a slime or something.
Yep, yeah, the slimes and different monsters and characters from the game.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to photograph because there's so many people there taking pictures. You couldn't get a clear shot, but
right, yeah, a whole bunch of people always wanting to butt out in front of you. You're trying to get a wild screenshot. Yeah.
Right.
So what exactly is the Grotto system?
The Grotto system is it's basically a system of seemingly endless bonus dungeons. So you guys didn't do any of the Grotto treasure maps or anything like that?
No, I didn't do shit.
Main campaign, and I was done.
Yeah, that's basically. I was like, I'm gonna fucking plow, and then I did.
Yeah, I've heard that the entire story of Dragon Quest is pretty much like 30% of the game and then like 70%. But I'd even say it's probably even higher than 70% of the content is just bonus, because the grottos are it's so there's so many of them, and pretty much every time you beat a grotto, it's 100% drop for another grotto. So
Jeebus.
Yeah. So if you're trying to discover all of the treasures from that particular grotto boss, you're just kind of plowing through grottos after grotto and like generating like tons until you fill up your maps, and just have to start getting rid of them. Yeah. But after a while, and a lot of the stuff was figured out before the game even got to America. It was figured out in Japan that there were special maps. That the game was set up, and I think it's RPG Wizard told me it had something to do with the way that the game, the way that the actual DS hardware is interpreting the game. Sorry if I'm butchering that one,
No.
But that so essentially,
all the time. It's not a.
Essentially, it's because of a flaw with how the DS hardware interacts with the game software. There are special maps that'll do things like they'll generate a floor with a specific floor with like all Metal King slimes on it.
Oh wow!
or another one will have a floor, with all gem slimes on it or something like that. And so it just makes gold grinding a lot easier. It makes level grinding a lot easier. So that's why you'll see people with like level 99 gladiator and like level 99 paladin. And then in the post game, you're allowed to actually reset your level to 1, and it'll give you a little +1. It's called a revocation. And then you can basically just grind up to 99 again. And the more times you do that, you can do that up to 10 revocations in one class, in a single class. And you can, that'll actually help you generate higher level maps. So like the more revocations you have, the better chances you are of generating like a level 99 map.
Wow, that's cool.
And that'll have harder monsters and typically better treasures. So there was one particular special. It wasn't really special in that it didn't have a glitch on it for any type of monsters, but it did have 6 rank A and 4 rank S chests. So it was very popular. It was called the Kawasaki Locker map. And it was distributed. It was called that because it was distributed at the Kawasaki train station in a locker. Where the person just put the map on their game in canvas mode and left it in the locker, and people like word got out, and people would just like walk by. So that's how the map was distributed. But like that type of thing is really unfortunately only possible in Japan. Yeah. First of all, I don't think we have lockers at any of our train stations.
Yeah.
Especially not now, but
one with like a charger cord in it, be like keep
here.
it plugged in or something? Like how
not really sure.
Cause
that's a really good question. I have no idea.
Great on battery life.
Yeah, right.
In 3DS though.
I guess if the DS is closed, it could probably stay on for, I don't know, quite a while though.
Yeah, 10, 12 hours. I'm thinking.
Yeah, maybe. And then when enough people got the map, yeah, I don't know how that works. That's a very good question. So the word got out.
Cords through the vents into the outlet. Like you see this huge cord coming from one of the lockers.
Right, into another locker with a battery in it.
Only in Japan.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely only in Japan. Like you could walk down the street with your DS in canvas mode and be trading maps with random people walking down the street. You couldn't even do that in Manhattan. Maybe within the first month or two of the release, but not,
especially like the first day would be your best
shot.
Shot.
Absolutely.
But
I think that was a feature on the 3DS, but I never used it. I
can't
even remember what it's
that
called. Street Pass?
Yeah, Street Pass. That's, if I'm not mistaken, I think
that's true.
Making Dragon Quest IX's this multiplayer feature is what influenced Nintendo to create the Street Pass.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'd read that as well. That's a really interesting statistic for people who've never heard of Dragon Quest, but they love the 3DS and Street Pass and everything. That functionality would probably not exist or not the way it is today without Dragon Quest IX, without the inspiration for it.
Hori becoming godfather to yet another thing.
Yeah. That's another notch in the why Dragon Quest is important for the all the DQ haters on the Smash forums.
Oh God, yeah, no, right.
Getting back to that.
Be DQ haters, like they've obviously never played one then,
or they got stuck playing 7.
No, yeah, that's absolutely true. I got into an argument with somebody who was like, "What is this DQ? I just found about it. I found out about it last August, and have never played it." But
well, when it's not like a huge culture event, like I can name like 7 or 8 other RPG series that are more prominent here in the States. So I guess if you weren't around a huge gaming community or something like that when you were growing up, I could see how you kind of And given the age of
yeah,
the person
definitely,
he was
yeah,
talking to, he could be like some 17-year-old and
absolutely.
Well, he probably would have heard of 11 by now.
I better
It was pretty big, so.
Yeah, I could see that. If he said August, then he probably, DQ11 came out in September. He probably saw some news about it and was like, this is a thing. But so that's essentially what the grottos are. They're just long bonus dungeons, varying in length, with different treasures on them and different bosses at the end of each. And that's one aspect that you can play endlessly in multiplayer. And the other aspect is legacy bosses. So there are 13 total legacy bosses in Dragon Quest IX.
I did one, I think. Does the Dolmagus map count?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yep.
Second I said the Dolmagus one, I'm like, all right, I got to do this because Dolmagus is awesome.
He is. Good villain.
So once you beat the legacy map, you can level it. You can choose to give the experience back to the boss, and that levels them up, and then they get slightly harder as you go along until you get to 99. 99 Nocturnus is the biggest pain in the ass that you will ever fight in TQ9.
Yeah. What makes him hard? Is it harder than...
3 attacks. He's putting your people to sleep. His damage is massive. And his HP is huge.
Gotcha.
So he's a douche.
He does more damage when you're asleep too, right?
I don't remember, but probably.
I don't remember that.
Oh, well.
I just think it take the damage as it does. I don't look at things like, oh, this one was 66. I'm asleep. Oh, it does 70 now. I just pray to God that I could wake up from sleep and survive.
Yeah.
There's also I guess there's some distinct advantages to actually playing in multiplayer. I guess mainly from the different scrolls that you can get in the game. So if one of you has the Thief's Theory, it gives you a chance to steal an item automatically at the end of a battle. So if all 4 of you have it, then you have 4 chances to steal something at the end of the battle. And if you steal something like an orb, something that's valuable for alchemy, then you all get it.
Nice.
Then there's the shield scroll. So there's only one shield scroll, like the thief scroll, per game in single player. But if you're playing in multiplayer, all 4 of you can have the shield scroll, which means you can block critical attacks.
Convenient. It's good.
Minstrel's Manual, it gives you the Gritty Ditty ability, and that's like 1/2 of an oomph for the entire party. So if you have 2 of those, then you can oomph the entire party in basically 2 battle rounds.
Wow.
Or 2 attacks.
I love oomphing the entire party.
The Armamentalist album is the Force scroll for elemental attack and defense for the entire party, which is really helpful, especially when you get to the higher level legacies, where you need to kind of defensive force, because if Orgo Demir is raining down fire on you, you may want to use a defensive force for flame for something like that.
So who are all the legacy bosses?
Oh, man.
Just name as many as you can, quick. You have 5 seconds.
All of I can.
It's all the ones from the series
right.
that were paying.
Well, there's 13
Estar.
now. That's why it's...
Dragonlord, Malroth, Baramos, Zoma, Estark, Sorrow, Nimzo, Dulmagus, Mortimer.
Fucking Mortimer.
Fucking Mortimer!
Yeah.
Who do you feel is the hardest Dragon
Rapthorn.
Quest boss in the series? Is it Mortimer?
Hardest boss in the series?
Yeah.
Probably Nocturnus.
Okay.
Yeah, Dark Dream from 6. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. In 9, yeah. So yeah, 11 and the post game has some. Heroes, they really ramp up some of the difficulty where it's just crazy. When you get to like, I definitely rage quit when I got the Zoma in Heroes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
so
just
Heroes. Wait, Zoma's the bad guy for Heroes?
Yeah, towards the end they have some bonus bosses at the end. You can fight Zoma, Nocturnus, and Atlas, and they're supposed to get progressively harder. But by the time I got the Zoma, I was like, "Oh fuck this! No way!"
Makes me really want to play Heroes right now.
Giant pain in the ass.
Calm your horses, Craig. We'll get to it after Rocket Slide.
And then you go to YouTube and you look to see how are other people doing it, and it's just like people are like, oh yeah, it's easy, you just do this. But yeah, I don't have that much patience or apparently dexterity. But yeah, it was a fun game. I didn't play 2 nearly as much, but I was in Japan when it was released, so I didn't get a ton of time. My son was being born, and
getting in the way of Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I have a whole stack of games from like 2016, 2017, and backlog of games from when my son was born. I still someday maybe
when you have kids, the backlog just gets
massive. But yeah, what I love about DQ9 is just the flexibility with it. It really is most flexible and versatile game of I think that's been released to date. I mean, I haven't played 10, but there are certain things about DQ9 that are even more flexible than 11. Like
by far
full cosplay support for every character. There's visibility into the RNG, like I wanted to mention
people can manipulate it quite easily to get specific things to show up because they kind of run on a pattern.
Yep. So
people go in and out, and if it's this and this creature on the side, you run to the corner, and automatically metal slime will show up there.
What?
Yeah, I've seen some of the speedrun techniques for this, and people are beating it in 11, 12 hours. For Dragon Quest 9.
Damn,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that are like that for generating strength seeds. So you got these like characters that are just completely roided up, and
I love that.
Yeah. Other things like that. Those are really hard to pull off. The timing on them is really difficult. But there's also a Hoimi table and chess timers. You could time the exact moment that you need to open a chest in order to get a specific drop.
Wow.
You could use a Hoimi table to predict when the 2% drop of a grotto boss or a legacy boss is going to happen. And so there's all sorts of things like this that again, this was discovered in Japan even before the game got to the US. So by the time it got here, there were already people like Yab and other folks were translating. Yab's DQ9 tools is the site that I use most often because it translates all of the helpful tools that you would need to kind of trick this RNG if you were looking to 100% the game.
That's good. Because, I couldn't imagine just dealing with things like 1% or 2% drops. Like, have you played some of the Monster Hunter games before?
Not yet.
Okay,
Backlog.
Well, what they do, especially things like multiplayer, is when it's not the main story, you can literally go into like a Rathalos fight, which is one of the creatures, and there's like a 2% drop that you can get a red Rathalos eye. And that's 2% chance starting from scratch every time you go to beat a Rathalos, and sometimes that could be like 20, 30 minutes. And I just, the drop rates, like, for like a Final Fantasy game, 13 to get a Trapezoidon is like a 1% drop rate. And I hate shit like that.
Monster Hunter also does some bullshit stuff where you have to cut off certain limbs, and then it's a chance, like, after that.
Yeah, cut off the tails of Rathalos and Raytheon.
Yeah, Dark Souls does that too.
Yeah.
With the 1% drop chance too.
So for
On top of
people...
With that trident.
Oh yeah, the trident.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
So for people to figure out in Japan how to manipulate this before the game even came out here in the States so that people could deal with it when it came out here in the States is amazing, and thank God for those people, for the people who did play back then.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like the developers or if it was just somebody...
Oh, the whole development team just leaked the RPG files and...
I don't know. How else somebody just went in and just reconfigured the RNG. It's entirely possible. I don't know. I bet you RPG Wizard would know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing what they've come up what they came up with to do. You could even use one of the Hoimi tables to predict what the shop items were going to be in your DQVC shop download, which unfortunately is now lost due to the server issue, going down.
Well, I'll just stick with the Afro Puffs. You know, that was in the shop when you handed me the cartridge, and that definitely helped out in the playthrough. And my entire group of people had afros on them.
There's a brown afro and there's a red afro.
Oh, so I definitely gingers have no souls,
so
I went with brown.
Did I mention I'm a ginger?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, there's a certain host on our network that
nothing like that, but
that will take offense, and he's going to listen to this episode.
Yeah, so yeah, you had mentioned the 100%. You can't really get 100% anymore in this, can you? Because there's the stuff that's locked out and lost.
Yeah, absolutely. There were some DQVC shop exclusives. There were 32 total between weapons, armors, accessories, and items. So only, I think, 6 of them were shareable out of the 32.
Damn.
Yeah, so you can't get any of that anymore unless you were to use a save editor or action replay codes, which tend to be run on the buggy side. A lot of people swear by AR, but I've seen a lot of panicked posts on forums for looking for how to undo bugs that come up from using AR, and it's kind of hard to know which are the clean codes, which are the safe codes.
Oh yeah, it's a random shot in the dark with some of those. If people just really want to fuck with somebody, it'd be no different than telling you to go in there and change the name of a DLL, or no, just go ahead and change the value of your registry here in your computer to 22 instead of 1, and boom, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So I can see action replay codes, just someone having a field day and, enter this one, and
yeah, totally. Because I've done a lot of that DLC updates using the save editor and an NDS adapter plus to rip the save file off of the cart. And I did get someone panicked who AR'd their game, and they couldn't get Erin in the Quester's Rest to talk anymore. She just stopped talking, which just loses access to canvas mode and some post-game quests. And there's other games, like there was nothing I could do for that. I had to reboot the game for her and update the DLC that way. Yeah, there's other things that are just stop, it halts your progress and you can't get any further. So I just try to stay away from AR, and it's just that unless you're absolutely sure you know what you're doing. And there's definitely those people I've gotten into arguments online about that. If you are absolutely sure, good luck, and I hope there are no consequences.
Yeah. Proceed at your own risk.
Yeah. Still accessible but difficult to acquire. The 30 unique in tags at this point. We are so far from the launch that it's really difficult to find 30 unique players and tag with them. Even if you're in a city at this point, I mean, it's difficult to find someone to multiplay if you don't live in a city with a centralized population.
Yeah, around the fucking boonies.
Yeah, I mean, I live an hour and a half north of Manhattan, and if I didn't work in New York City, I'd never be able to connect with anybody on this.
Yeah, it's not really an option in Utah.
Yeah, besides the three of us doing the podcast, I'm not sure if there's anybody else in Utah that might have played a Dragon Quest game.
Yeah. And you guys live close enough, and you still didn't try it.
Yeah,
I know. Just a couple miles north versus a couple miles south, and we still didn't get together and do it.
But hey, there's always after the podcast. You guys, there'd be plenty of time to connect and try it out. It's a lot of fun. Tackling legacy bosses together, because you each have your own character. You're a different class. You can stack up your party based on your needs. We usually play as 2 gladiators, a priest and a paladin, because the priest is going to have omni heal.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 gladiators for strength, and then the paladin is going to have
blocking.
Night Watch ability. So the Night Watch is the coup de grace. If you can Night Watch and then you combo it with Forbearance, you can Night Watch the entire party. So nobody takes damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of
specials. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool combos, and that can be fantastic if you're in a high level legacy boss fight like a Nocturnus 99.
Yeah, it might be the only way to take care of it, right?
Yeah, those are just like a godsend when they generate, when the code generate. The gladiator has a tension boost. He can either boost to 50 or 100%, and then you can combo that with a falcon blade and blind man's biff, and that will what's the cap for that? I think it's like 4,099 per hit. Wow. So you could generate like roughly almost like just under 10k of damage to usually that's like a guaranteed win practically, and then against any legacy.
Oh wow. So they're kind of all close to under 10k HP.
Well, I mean, considering you've been doing damage on them throughout the whole battle until the coup generates, except if your timing is not right, if you have 100% tension, and then the monster disruptive waves you,
right?
Then you lose the whole thing.
That's a given in any Dragon
that's
Quest game.
Collective groan amongst the multiplayer group when that happens.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, Priest is more valuable than Sage in this game, because Priests get Omni Heal and Sages don't.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was weird. Like,
yeah, it's weird. It's the opposite.
Up before I changed, vocations. Like, this one doesn't have a healing spell. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I just kept one of my characters on that instead.
And Sage requires the most experience points to level up, which is also kind of a pain in the ass.
Huh.
So it's the opposite of DQ3 in terms of useless.
Yeah.
But I love the Falcon Blade Falcon Slash combo, because it hits for 4, caps at 199. If your gladiator is at a certain point strength wise, the strength actually compensates for the weakness of the sword.
Nice.
So you get some serious damage. I think it's somewhere around maybe level 60 for gladiators. Their strength's good enough to actually see some real damage, and maybe warriors probably around level 80.
Right, and then you're of course doubling it because it is the Falcon Blade.
Yep. Yeah, and then you can, if you had something like a Stardust Sword, one of those something alchemized within that family, the Stardust Sword, Nebula Sword, or something like that. If you Falcon Slash that first, that'll give you 2 chances per attack to drop defense. So you can we do a lot of that where we'll start off our gladiators with the Stardust Sword or the Hypernova Sword, and once he's dropped defense twice on the Legacy, then we'll just switch to Falcon Blades and Falcon Slash away.
That's good.
Then there's the Claptrap. I don't know if you guys use this ability at all. But it's essentially it's like a bitch slap.
Oh yeah.
So it's like completely out of character. The hero will just run up and just slap slap the legacy boss or slap the monster in the face. And I think the damage cap on this one is something like 9,999 or something. It's something crazy high, which means that you can combo it. So if everybody in the party clap traps in a row, it's like 999,999 like in a row. It's just
slap, baby glove slap. I don't
yeah. So we used to do that just to mess with we played with this guy Destructor 526 from Brooklyn, and he used to hate that. We would do the claptrap and just destroy a legacy boss in like 2 rounds, and he used to just get so pissed at how cheap that was.
He was a purist. Like, we can't do this. Okay.
We can be better, guys.
Feels wrong. Be better.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything better than just bitch slapping Mortimer.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Just make sure you do it in the right order.
Yeah.
You got to bitch slap his left hand, because that's the one that regenerates.
Or you, like, high-fiving him before you, like, lay down the law.
Great. So, I noticed that Dragon Quest IX is the only one that's, like, exclusive to the DS. It's not shown up on any other platform.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are that they're going to remake it? I believe they were talking to someone. I'm not sure if it was Hori himself, but they were interviewing someone.
That's a really good question. About 9. Yeah, I've definitely been hearing buzz about that. I don't know if anyone's talking, but I know the fan base has kind of been talking about that a lot. I saw some posts on Reddit about it a few times, just people asking for it. I think it's a great idea as long as they fix some of the problems with it. And one of the major problems with the game is that the content is locked and it's dependent on a server that's no longer supported.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a huge problem, because the content's there on the cart. You just can't access it. So there's really no even need for a server to unlock stuff that's already on the cart. The fact that that's not supported is just absolutely ridiculous. So that would be the first thing I fix. But yeah, if they do remake it, a lot of the positive glitches and RNG stuff, that's probably going to go away, unfortunately, because a lot of it is dependent on the DS hardware and how it interprets the code. And that's just not going to work. I mean, that doesn't even function properly in an emulator. I've seen some people saying, why doesn't the Hoimi table work when I play it in an emulator? And it's because the speed of the emulator and how that interprets the game is different than a DS.
I'm just hoping that it gets cleaned up, because we've obviously gotten, DS kind of like remakes of 5 and 6. Obviously, there's the PS2 version of 5, and we got 3DS. We've had 7 and 8. When I was playing 9, honestly, it didn't look that good.
No.
Because, especially the cutscenes. So,
yep.
I'd like to see that redone again. More than like 120p resolution.
Right. Where the characters actually have hands instead of like flippers.
There's that. Or one expression instead of, I just ate mushrooms and my pupils are the size of jelly beans.
Yeah, I would love to see an HD remake of this again, especially after playing a ton of 11.
Oh yeah, just remake any of them in the engine used for 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, the graphics of 11 and the crisp, clear image on the PS4, and then going back to the DS and just seeing how pixelated and crappy it looks, unfortunately. It's still super fun, but yeah, just running around and just you notice it so much more if you play any modern game and then go back to it.
Okay, well, Dylan actually found an article here where they were talking to executive producer Yu Miyake, saying that they introduced tools, convenient tools, that shed light on the development, and they're figuring out a way to reproduce tag mode. So it looks like 9 and possibly even 10, an offline version, will be coming to smartphones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Smartphone.
wouldn't be my first choice.
I don't know if that was saying 10 was going to be on smartphones. They just were talking about an offline 10. But yes, 9 may be coming to smartphones. That'd be an interesting way to go about it.
If you could make a Street Pass style connection on a smartphone, that would solve a lot of problems with like the DQ9 canvas mode, which has to be set in canvas mode in order to connect. If you could just do it autonomously, like while you're playing the game or while the game is not even on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been, since you were the one that did hand me the cart for all the maps and stuff, to transfer all of that is a pain in the ass.
Yes, absolutely.
So
that's why the guy just left it in the locker. He's like,
he didn't want to do
fuck this.
Yeah. Just having to like disconnect, unfriend you from the list, find you again to add you back into the friend just so I can get a new map from you. It's wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's not meant to be all done at once. It's meant to be like slowly collected over multiple meetups. But yeah, to do it all at once is a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the beauty of DQ9, not just the versatility and everything, is just I love the multiplayer. I love the boss battling and everything. There's the camaraderie with the group, and it's something I've never experienced before in a Dragon Quest game, and it's one of the reasons why I really want to try 10 and hope an offline mode would be great. I'd love to see an MMO come out for it, so then we can all of us can just go hang out and chill.
Yeah.
If they released an English one for the Switch, it'd be great.
Yeah, I think there's might be a game to play too, but we could just go.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I just wanted to give shout outs to the New York multiplayer crew, RPG Wizard, Deca Blue, Cyrus, Drova, and everybody who's ever come to tag mode and hang out and play DQ9 with us, and anyone who wants to, feel free to just get in touch with me on the Den, and we'll put something together.
What is your Twitter handle?
Oh yeah, Riamu Celestrian on Twitter. Please feel free to hit me up, unless you're arguing against Erdrick and Smash.
Oh, there we go.
At which point, there's a brick wall I can introduce you to share your arguments with.
Your face will meet it many times.
So, you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Oh, okay.
What is your ranking from best to worst of the Dragon Quest games mainline?
Okay. It's kind of hard because 11 is so vastly different from the classic series.
Amongst 5 and 8 right now. In my head.
Yeah, right. But I mean, if we, I guess my favorite of the classic series is like 4, 3, 5, and 6, and 9, and 1, and then like 7 and 2 are down at the bottom.
Man, what you got against 1?
1 is great, but it's also very simple.
Yeah, play it on the NES and then get back to
Yeah, I mean, 1 is probably the one I've played through the most, just because it's such a it's such a
you just start and finish it in the weekend and
yeah, totally, just a quick game to pick up and play. 4 is great, but 4 is interesting because you have the chapters, and then when you complete a chapter, you miss that character, and I always thought that was interesting. When I'm done when I'm done with like chapter 2, I'm like, damn, I really liked Elena's chapter, and now I have to wait like,
I know.
for a big chunk of the game to get them back.
And if I could do Ragnar, then you're like, fuck, I want him back.
Yeah.
But it is a good thing, aside from Maya and Melina's chapter, you pretty much go to each chapter to almost an even better character with a different setup. So, Elena's, and then you go to Ragnar's, and then you get to do Tornico's. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Tornico's you actually have to like put work into an actual job, which kind of sucks. It's a little bit of a slower start.
But I'd love the hell out of that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know,
it is cool.
So goddamn unique at the time.
Absolutely, it's cool to like have your own like build up to your own shop and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part where you're just working and just getting crap pay, I'm like, fuck, this is too close to reality.
So, who is your waifu for Dragon Quest V?
Well, I had to play through all of them. I would probably say I like Nira.
Okay.
But that's probably just because I've dated a lot of Debras.
Deborah.
Yeah, it's pronounced Deborah, man.
New York is full of Deborahs.
Yeah.
But
have you seen the trailer for the movie?
yeah, absolutely. That's one of those things that I think is going to really help with just gaining popularity in the West.
I hope it's good.
Getting that movie here.
I hope
I'm sure it will be.
I hope it's not like any Final Fantasy movie. That's my hope.
Or
like the one that practically bankrupted Square.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Spirits Within was okay. It's okay, but nobody wanted to watch it. Dragon Quest, I hope gets love.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're definitely reaching out to it looks like a DreamWorks movie.
Yeah,
so
new
I think
audience.
they're definitely trying to kind of expand beyond Akira Toyama. I'm surprised.
The charm of the designs for everything, I think, will capture a lot of kids and bring in a lot of those kind of people.
Yeah, and we just have to endure all the How to Train Your Dragon Quest jokes.
Yeah.
I've seen that about like 1,000 times.
I haven't, so this is that's new to me.
I just block it out.
Well, the art style and like the characters, when you look at them in the trailer, they look like it is just straight out of How to Train Your
absolutely.
Dragon.
Interesting.
So I've seen some people kind of like mixed reactions by it, but one of the things I personally feel as being a fan of both FF and Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy changes too much with each one and doesn't stick to a formula. Dragon Quest always sticks to such a formula that sometimes it doesn't capture people. This could be a good thing to capture a new audience, that they're willing to change things just maybe a little tweak, just in the movie, not even a main game, clearly, because they didn't with 11. But they're willing to try this movie and maybe change a little bit of things up and not do Toriyama's artwork to see if some people can catch on to it.
I could see that.
Move.
I think so too. And even Japan was shocked that they didn't use Toriyama. And big uproar over there too.
I saw some people like, it's traditional over there to like use old voice actors for things, and it doesn't look like they're doing that either for things. So I saw some people making a fuss about that.
They hired what was it? They didn't hire voice actors, they hired regular stage actors or
no, not stage
actors.
actors. This is like old veterans. Like over in Japan, I've noticed that they have like not like one or two specific people they go to, but if there's veterans in the industry for voice acting, they almost kind of are the ones given to get the job in the first place, instead of just like handing the reins over like to a newbie in the voice acting thing.
Seniority kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any questions for us?
What's your take on Sylvando?
Fucking awesome.
Great character.
Yeah, he's awesome. He steals the show as soon as he's introduced.
Absolutely. Yeah, with the Soldiers of Smile parade.
It's
you're
gonna
walking
be
towards.
fun talking about that on the 11 review.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I've seen a lot of interesting conversations, mostly topics that get immediately closed, because because he can be a little divisive depending on what your politics are. But yeah, I think he's great. It's like DQ hasn't really had a character like that before, and he's not only that, but they also made him a badass swordsman.
Yeah, he's
with his lineage.
Yep.
So if you like hate the character, you think he's if he's annoying to you and you don't want to use him, that's fine. But you're at a loss now because you're not using a character who's doing like a heavy amount of damage and can heal you.
Yeah, he's got fucking great support abilities.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. Fucking hustle dance, the greatest healing move of all time.
Yeah. He also helps you summon metal slimes.
Yeah.
The wheel.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see how anybody could like say, "Oh yeah, I don't like Sylvando," but that Eric is a great character.
Yeah.
Fuck Eric.
I don't hate him. I just think there's more.
It's
interesting
the lesser.
characters.
Yeah, it's the lesser of the cast. That's all.
He's awesome.
Lesser, like damage wise, or just character wise.
The character development, the amnesia.
Oh yeah, I hate the amnesia part.
Fucking amnesia. Yeah, like I don't even.
There's really no point to it.
I don't get the amnesia part. That makes no sense to me at all. And it only lasts for like 2 seconds too. They're like, just fight a boss and then you're done.
It's just conveniently stealing from you on the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just conveniently eating all your food there. You know, found you guys.
You looked wealthy. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you seem nice.
I'm just gonna
steal from you.
Yeah.
And he's Eric the Viking.
Yeah, that was a weird twist.
Viking slave.
I went into that cave and they didn't say shit to me, and Eric was in my party.
Well, there was a couple of times where the hero could have said something and didn't. You know, like the hero, the luminary who doesn't speak could have said, "Hey, that's King Carnelian. He's actually kind of the guy we're looking for."
The Helen Keller, the mute.
He speaks as a child, so what happened?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Something traumatic.
Yeah, something
beat
dramatic.
as a child or something. We're like, quit talking.
Yeah.
And then he hasn't said a word.
He saw his future self, and that's what happened. He's like, "Oh fuck, dude, that hair."
The haircut.
PTSD.
What are my future trunks?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, he could have warned everyone.
Time chamber.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Act 3, he could have warned everyone about what was going to happen.
Yeah.
History repeats.
He could have done stuff. Like, hey, where'd you get that fucking demonic looking sword?
Yeah.
Like after the credits.
Eyeball.
Oh well, it's probably nothing.
It's like, oh yeah, well, so that sword's pretty great. Yeah, it fucking is.
All right, so next interesting question. What do you think about the music that Sugiyama does?
You mean does his politics affect my enjoyment of his music?
No,
it's
just
the music. I mean, do they?
Because
if
no,
they
I
do,
noticed some people, have complained that he keeps using the same music or that it's of lesser quality. Like, do you think he should? Do you like the music staying the way it is as it is? Do you want him to go more experimental? Does it annoy you? Do you love every minute of it? What?
So he just turned 88, so I realized that his compositions are probably just not as solid as they used to be. So I think that's partially why. I don't know if he has the stamina to like write all the music that would be required at that age. Yeah. There were a few things in like there's the All Trades Abbey music in DQ9 is just the theme played at double time, and that annoys the hell out of me. But in terms of reusing the music, as long as it's good music, I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
You okay, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I personally would like a little bit more like variety if there's going to be like new towns. Like you could obviously keep all the more traditional things.
Yeah.
Obviously with the level up sound, but if you're going to introduce like 8 new towns, can you not like do like more than one new piece of music?
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely the soundtrack for 11 was not strong. I mean,
it's probably the game's weakest point, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would like if they had some people work with him so that they get more variety, but they get the Dragon Quest feel, kind of.
I think he has for a number of years been working with a writing partner just as someone who might take over eventually in his passing. That's what I'd read that somewhere, but I don't know how much feedback that person gets. Or
if he's even credited.
Yeah. Yeah, or I mean, how do you stand up to someone who's like an icon in the gaming industry, and say like, "Hey, I think we need to change this note."
Hard to do. True, especially when he like copyrights his own music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, what is one thing that you hate about Dragon Quest?
It's a strong word.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Didn't take long to find one.
Yeah. Unblockable death spells in Roan in Dragon Quest II. That is just
it's Dragon Quest
giant,
2. I mean,
there we go.
Giant pain in the ass. I wasn't crazy about the Bashmobile either. Like the controls were wonky.
Man, you just made an enemy of Jake.
I may be working on something special
good.
that
It's
has to do with the Bashmobile.
You were working on. You're going to create your own Bashmobile?
No, not quite. Something else.
No. I think if the controls weren't so wonky.
Yeah, there is a little bit of weird controls.
Yeah, like they give you the Bashmobile, and then almost immediately you have to fight a boss fight with it, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, stay on top of the platform and bash into the fucking
and
have fun.
I just kept falling off the platform like an asshole. And couldn't get back up. Or you get back up, and then you get swatted back down. And but yeah, just the play control for the Bashmobile. There's not a ton that pisses me off about Dragon Quest.
That's good.
But yeah, little things like that.
Like how we rank the things he brought up were like the lower tier ranking games. The builders and 2.
Yeah.
So they're there for a reason.
Builders shouldn't be like ranked among the main series because it makes it look bad. But Builders is still not that half bad of a game. They just got to fix a couple things up. I got to play the demo for the second one, and it looks like they fixed a lot of the open world stuff. Yeah.
Thankfully.
Or like the fact that hopefully you don't lose all your stuff.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
To not lose all of my shit every 5 hours.
Yeah. I noticed they implemented a hand glider for flying and underwater exploration.
Ooh.
That sounds good. Yes. That's one of the things we wanted.
Bashmobile Mark II.
The sub.
Yeah. Bashmobile sub.
The submobile.
Yeah.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
Oh man, no. Okay, what they need to do is put like the Batmobile in there, and then just like can go in the water, and it's like now a sub, and then you can just like fly off stuff, and then be like the Batplane.
It's like a Dracky instead of Batman. Though.
Yeah, it'd be like a Dracky, the Dracky-mobile. Fuck yeah, dude. Now I'm into this idea. I need a Batman Dragon Quest crossover in this way.
Well, that would be awesome, actually.
I know.
I'd be into that.
Sounds fucking amazing.
Lego Batman crossover somehow get the
recreate like Arkham City inside like fucking builders. Your dude's
for it. Yeah,
your dude's wearing like a fucking Dracky outfit.
from all the awesome people that I follow as part of the Dragon Quest feed for our, Puff Hour, I've been seeing people with the demo, or I'm not sure, is the game already out in Japan? Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah, some of the things people have been creating in it. It's pretty awesome, like the Port Valor from 11.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it was
nice.
completely redone with bricks
That's awesome.
Already. Like, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Pretty awesome stuff. So I'm sure someone is going to make your Batmobile out of freaking builder's block.
Well, if they don't, he can.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Gotham City. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna find an object that makes it eternally nighttime around my city, and then that's it.
I'm living in a world of darkness.
Fucking
have your parents died in a fucking alley?
The trick is gonna be getting like the light, the bat signal. I need it.
Okay.
It's gonna have a Draki on it.
There's got to be like blocks that are transparent. You can like walk all the way up to, and if you're looking from a distance, you can't tell that it's like blocks holding up the bat signal.
Oh yeah,
that's probably what it would be.
You probably don't even need to do that because you could just build a platform and then break the platform down and just build something in the air.
There is that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Way more time consuming, but yeah, there's that. What would you like to build?
What's that?
What would you like to build?
I was doing this in the first one, so I would build like a really fancy like I'd have a castle or whatever, but I'd try to build like a room for myself that only I could use, and all the villagers kept going into it.
Yeah, of course.
They're assholes. They don't care about anything.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck this. So I built it so it's ladder accessible.
Oh,
so
that's smart.
Yeah, I guess that's all I want is just my own space in the castle. I mean, I'm building the damn thing. I should have my own space.
I know, right?
All right, if you could remake any Dragon Quest into like any other genre, which one and which genre?
Oh, genre. Okay, I thought you were going to say if I could remake any Dragon Quest. I guess it would be 4 in the style of 11. But
oh yeah, that'd be good.
I guess if DQ could have its own fighting game, then maybe people wouldn't be complaining as much.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Honestly, I'd enjoy that.
Jessica would triumph all with the whip.
Jade.
Dude, fucking
that's
sexy
that's
beam,
a good
man.
question. Jade versus Jessica, who's everybody's new wife.
Jade would win in the fight, but come on. It's Jessica.
Nah.
I'm changing to Jade.
Yeah, dude, Jade's taking over.
Yep.
Jade wasn't even having fun in the bunny girl outfit, so she can't be that fun in the sack.
Well,
she's
later
more
on,
dominating.
She's a modern girl. She gets creeped out by the creepy old men.
Plus, she has the ability to turn into the bunny girl demon whenever she wants.
And you can get that costume.
It's great.
We're
Yeah.
not in the
It's perfect.
dominatrix. She'll beat me up in the bedroom. Like
Jessica won't.
Yeah, she's got the
she'll be a lot
fucking
more
whip,
sweet.
man.
It's purely aesthetic.
She's got the whip and the sexy beam.
She's not actually whipping me, but it's
She's
the
more
look.
of a dominatrix than fucking Jade is.
I don't know.
But that's a great moment though, when you complete that quest where like the old man just wanted to see Jade in the bunny outfit, and she's just not having it. She's like, God, get this guy away from me.
The quest is called A Rush of Blood.
Yes. Perhaps to where.
Oh, you know where.
Yeah, that was the great part.
They had a lot of fun with the puffs in this too, in 11.
Oh yeah, finding all the different women's and the different puffs
and like
women's.
Yeah,
they weren't all women's.
Well, I know. There was one where it's like one of those muscular dudes.
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
It was her dad that showed up.
And they were like, congratulations, how was it? It's like, it was fine.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just going to pretend it was great so the next guy can get fucked over.
I like that they wait outside for him to come back.
Yeah.
So
it's always like Jade asking who how was it?
Yep.
like
that one with the guy giving you the puff, the bullhead helmet guy. That goes back to the third game. That was like the first time I think they did puff in an English release.
Yeah.
And you're in Asaram or Asheram before you go to the pyramids in Isis. Which is kind of a weird name in retrospect for a DQ town, but you're in Ashram and you get tricked into going upstairs for a puff and it's like and it ends up being a dude.
I remember that.
But really, the eighth puff, the one in DQ8 with like the two slimes, that's just hilarious.
It's the best part in the whole series.
I like the one in 11 where she like ties you up.
Yeah,
and you're just bungee jumping in the clouds.
In the clouds. Yeah, that's probably my favorite from 11 too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Didn't expect it at all.
Yeah,
it's completely out of left field. There's like a Rab in the magazines.
Oh yeah.
I read it for the articles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great moments like that where the magazine just pops out amongst a crowd of people and everyone are just like looking at them. That happens a lot. There's what's his name? The hero Hendrix reaction to Sylvando.
Oh yeah,
you two are acquainted.
Oh yeah, he thinks you're fucking gay with him. It's like, what?
There's a lot of really some subtle and some not so subtle gags like that are great in DQ11.
Yeah, I feel like they ramped it up in 11.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I loved it.
There's a lot of good humor in 11, yeah.
Good humor in all of them.
Well, I mean, yeah. Fucking 9.
Laughing at all during 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7's.
Well, yeah, that's true. I didn't laugh at all at 7.
9 didn't really have anything either, except for like a lot of puns.
Yeah,
or like the names of everything.
Yeah. Patty and Selma.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's like Simpsons puns in there. They had a Metallica, the boomerang ability.
I wondered if that was meant or intended to be a pun.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh.
Well, I think that's all we had for you today, really, unless you have any more questions for us.
No, I'm good. I appreciate you having me on. It's been fun, guys.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Anything to add, Jake?
Someone going to the bathroom back there?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I think we're good.
I just wanted to call that out so it wasn't like I'm people think I'm in the toilet doing the podcast from the John.
He stepped away for a moment.
Yeah.
Not so subtly.
That's true. You never know. All of us could be on toilets right now.
Yeah.
I am.
No, Caleb just isn't wearing any pants as usual.
Yeah.
Helps him perform better.
I mean, I did Nude Clan earlier, so I mean, you can't do that quote.
Well, it's been awesome talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for the awesome insight into Dragon Quest IX, because we didn't
do any of that.
Yeah, we would have missed it.
Yeah, something that people in 2019 had never really, unless you have a history of knowledge of it, you could just bypass it and never know anything about the history of it. So,
yeah,
pretty cool insight.
Thanks.
I'll probably play it again if they release it on the phones and see how that plays out, and then maybe try some multiplayer on that.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely be.
Cool.
Over
I'm
that
hoping for a
myself.
Switch port though.
Of course.
That would be preferable.
Yeah. We'll see, though.
Why not just both? Come on.
Why both, though?
So that
the
300 million people with phones will be able to just connect seamlessly.
Switch is getting up there.
It's nowhere. There's some Switch sales, okay? Some, but to compare the two.
Well,
Good
if they
Lord,
release
Dylan.
that,
I don't think there's going to be 300 million sales of Dragon Quest IX on phones. Just put that out there. I don't think.
Well, we can always hope.
Yeah, you could always hope that Dragon Quest gets like a lot bigger, but
definitely check out the grottos though, or so at least battle a legacy boss together. It's a ton of fun. I highly recommend it.
I do want to try those legacy bosses, at least on Dragon Lord.
Oh yeah,
those are random though, right? Or
no,
you can manipulate it.
I have the map.
Oh, you have them.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll do sign-offs here. Do you have a sign-off for us?
Not really. I got to think of one. Keep on questing.
Oh.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Well, mine is
Is that
Quest
too?
on.
Is that